trip to the desert to close out the night in the USL Championship. It's East versus West from Cashman Field as Las Vegas Lights play host to Detroit City. Tonight's match is presented by Liuna 872 Laborers Union. With the former U.S. Women's National Team midfielder Casey White, I'm Josh Eastern. Las Vegas, they are in the midst of a club record 10 unbeaten, looking to continue that after a big win last week.
This game was huge to get the 2-1 win against New Mexico United. Both Noel and Pinzone stepping up in this moment. They're just in great form right now.
Las Vegas, this is a club record 10 games unbeaten. With a win or a draw tonight, they can equal the season high unbeaten streak set by Sacramento and Charleston earlier this year at 11. A big 2-1 win last week, and Valentine Noel at the center of both of those goals with a goal and an assist.
Noel just has great movement, very dangerous off the ball, and efficient in front of goal. So for the Las Vegas Lights, his play is going to be a catalyst for them in the attacking third.
Detroit City, they have been a very busy team as of late, but as of late, winless in 7, 3 losses, and 4 draws.
Incredibly tough form right now for Detroit City. They just need that moment to be able to generate something, get that tie, get that win that can set them in a more positive direction.
And they haven't scored multiple goals in their last 7 matches, but Ben Morris, a couple of games ago, got his first goal since May.
3 goals and 4 assists so far for Ben Morris, but what's really interesting is that he's tied for the lead with Jesiel Cedeno with 23 chances created. He's always creating in front of goal for this team.
It's a heavily rotated Detroit City side. We'll show you those lineups momentarily, but we are building you up to first kick from Cashman Field in Las Vegas. It's the 3rd ever meeting between the Las Vegas Lights and Detroit City, and it's coming up next.
AIS is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights Football Club.
Hey, bud. This doing nothing all day isn't good.
You should be out making friends.
Lots of friends.
Why? Huh? Because I'm not enough? By myself? Because you would love me more if I was always bringing over new money friends?
Yes.
It's called earning dividends, dear.
Get your money working with amazing certificate rates now at AmericaFirst.com.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Mi raza bonita. Desde 1991 hemos compartido nuestras tradiciones mexicanas. Desde muy temprano, nuestros panaderos empiezan a elaborar los bolillos y el pan dulce. Y las tortillas todos los días salen calientitas. Le digo algo, mi raza bonita. Lo que está hecho en la bonita, está hecho en Las Vegas.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Liuna 872 Laborers Union, by Great Clips, and by Nevada Donor Network. Tonight's starting lineups presented by Liuna 872. We start with Las Vegas, and it's just one change for Dennis Sanchez tonight.
And Arozarena is in goal. He's been in great form, 6 clean sheets, and you've got Asante and Ngando right there in the middle of midfield in this 4-4-2. They'll be important in linking play together, but also stopping the attack of the Detroit City midfield. And then the pairing of Noel and Pinzone. This is one to watch. They'll be playing in between the lines, but also looking to stretch the game vertically.
For Detroit City and head coach Danny Dichio, fixture congestion, so they make 7 changes. That is their most from one match to another this season.
And that can be really difficult, but in their run of form, they've got to try something different. A 3-5-2, but it can shift into a 4-4-2. There's some fluidity in there. Watch for Murphy and Jope to be in the midfield. They'll be very important to the way this team defends. And Williams and Morris getting into the attack to join Espeleta and Rutz as well as they try to create more opportunities.
We are just about set for first kick tonight from Las Vegas, the third ever meeting between Detroit City and the Las Vegas Lights. Both of them have finished as 1-0 score lines in favor of Detroit City. Temperature tonight, it is an even 100 degrees as we get set to kick things off tonight. That dry heat, as they always say. It's been quite the travel week for Detroit City. A game on last Saturday was on CBS, the 1-1 draw against Rhode Island. Then they play a midweek match, another nationally televised game on CBS Sports Network. That was a 0-0 draw against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And then they get on a plane, they come out west here to Las Vegas. So that's the reason for so many of the changes tonight, but they're coming up against the Las Vegas side that is in some of the best form of anybody this season.
It's such a condensed and compact schedule for Detroit City, and to be fair to them, they haven't given up a lot of goals, but getting things going in that attack is going to be important, and it's not necessarily going to be easy against Las Vegas here at home for them.
That's a look at our referee tonight. Gerald Flores will have the whistle here at Cashman Field. When these two teams met last season, it was in Detroit. It was a 1-0 win for Detroit City. When they met in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, it was also a 1-0 win in favor of Detroit City. So their second trip here to Sin City. Las Vegas has played 4 straight games on the road. Their last home game at the end of June, a 2-0 win over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And they're gonna play another road game next week with 3 of the next 4 on the road. But tonight, they're trying to keep things going at home where they have been stellar. Unbeaten in their last 6 on their home field. There is the whistle, and we are underway tonight. In the dark kits, it is Detroit City. In the gray kits, it's Las Vegas Lights. So glad you can be with us tonight. East versus West here at Cashman Field. Detroit City, their form has not been what they've been looking for as of late. Winless in their last 7. That includes 3 losses and 4 draws. Their last win coming on June 29th against Miami. Remember, this is a team that started the season 5-0. They have gone the wrong direction over the last few weeks. They currently come into the night holding the 7th spot in the USL Championship's Eastern Conference. And again, like we've talked about in the Western Conference, it's very tight in the middle of the East. So 3 points tonight could go a long way for Detroit. Here's Jabang. And Las Vegas look to keep the ball here in the early going. Clementa and Malik Howell, the center back duo tonight for the Lights. Now Grayson Duty for Valentin Noel. Trying to play out, Jabang couldn't get onto it and turned over. Here's Murphy. This will deflect out of play, and a chance to look at our keys to the game presented by Silver State Schools Credit Union.
for Las Vegas, just trying to create those central overloads in midfield. Can they use their 2 front, perhaps Pinzon, to come back into midfield, create the 4 against 3 in that area? But for Detroit, when you're in the form that they're in, they need to start quick. They need to have something to build their momentum. So can they be on the front foot, away from home, and try to create something in the final third?
A team with Las Vegas that loves to possess the ball. And for a team that has been playing a lot of games as of late, out on the travel, make them chase, that could be a good thing. Las Vegas Lights, the 2nd highest average possession per game at 55%. So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that they're on the ball here to start.
They really have established that quite early. It is in their own defending half, but this is good just for players to get touches on the ball, get comfortable, and now they look to break a line going forward just a little bit long.
Usman Jabang is one of those new players coming in. As we take a look at our injury report, it is presented by Desert Radiology. Gauso Samake out for the season. Ricky Alba has been out as of late as well, and I've not seen Giovanni Aguilar this year, the 26-year-old. Gonna play down the wing. From a Detroit perspective, if you haven't been scoring goals, you can't really concede a lot of goals either if you want to get results, and they haven't been conceding a lot. They have not conceded multiple goals in 8 straight games. They're tied for the 5th least conceded in the USL Championship with 23. I guess if you want to start somewhere, start with a good defensive base and you can work from there, but I'm sure Danny Dico would like to see a few more balls go in the back of the net like they did early on in the season.
Well, it's really difficult because there's kind of 2 ways to look at it. You can be really structural defensively and like not give up a lot of goals, but that means you're not really risking a lot to go forward. And sometimes your best opportunity to win games is to do a lot of that attacking, and you might give up a goal here or there, but you have that freedom to go forward. So it can be quite difficult either way, and which one to go and choose to be around.
Free kick coming on the far side for Las Vegas. Sean Smart picking himself up. Set piece opportunity for Christian Pinzon, who missed some of the early portion of the season due to injury. But a crucial player for Dennis Sanchez to get back for Las Vegas. Already 2 goals so far this season for Pinzon. Pinzon playing just his 10th game tonight. Pinzon delivers, the heads go up. It's flicked away. It'll be tracked down in the corner as this runs towards the touchline. It did go out of play. As the flag is up, a throw-in is coming as Brett Levi's couldn't get there in time. Asante playing through the lines. Now moved out wide.
A lot of patience shown from Las Vegas. They're looking to go direct at times, but really recycling a lot as well when it's not on.
Levi's touches it out of play. A quick throw in for the Lights. Dennis Sanchez, head coach for Las Vegas, was pleased with the performance against New Mexico last time out. That's not an easy place to go and get a win, let alone a result. And they came out on the front foot. He was proud of the performance. Really feels like the confidence is building. Here's Reese Williams. The switch of play. Comes to the top of the area. And Detroit elect just to keep it.
Detroit City hasn't had a lot of the ball, so if I'm them right now, I'm just trying to keep it, connect a few passes, try to join in possession, get everyone a touch, because in these first 6 minutes and change, they haven't really had that and been able to go forward.
Williams Get by Duty, one of the new signings for Las Vegas. On loan from Montreal alongside Ousmane Jabang. Dennis Sanchez, in one of his prior stops, was an Academy GM with the Columbus Crew. He's displayed all the way to the end line. And the coach at Montreal is Laurent Courtois. Used to be the Columbus Crew 2 head coach. So he's said through that relationship, we get a couple players on loan. As this cross comes in, it's headed out of play. And it's the game's first corner kick. It comes for Detroit City.
Detroit City does a good job of just circulating it from one side all the way to the other, and it's Levi's with the ball in the box, and it's a dangerous opportunity for them, and they earn the corner.
James Murphy will come over and take his first corner kick. Murphy delivers, it's flicked away, and it will run out for throw-in. Williams gets it back. Here's Reese Williams. Trent looking to work it around. Back for Stephen Carroll, the captain. He's been with Detroit since 2017. He's been the captain since 2019 as this runs out for a goal kick.
And both of the teams right now are kind of going between a possession style and then a more direct style of play, but the back lines are dropping off really quickly. So it's more about finding that space in front of the back lines that I think is going to be better for both of these teams out of their possession.
Looking for the long ball over the top. Hand it away, and Detroit City get it back with Devin Amu-Mensah. Talk about this Detroit team and so many key players staying with the club from one year to the next. You always see so much rotation between all the players and the clubs, it seems, in the USL, but this is a team that has kept its core together, like some Maxi Rodriguez, who starts on the bench, Devin Amu-Mensah, Stephen Carroll. Have that spine through the middle that has been a key part for Detroit in their short life in the USL Championship. This comes into the corner. Dancing on the ball, comes back out wide, and a chance to cross out in front. It's taken by Carlos Saldana, who gets the start in goal tonight in favor of Nate Steinwasser. Saldana, his 5th USL Championship start, his 8th appearance overall when you factor in the US Open Cup as well, where he played 3 matches. This is turned over. Ngando. JC Ngando just wide. And the attention of Carlos Saldana.
Definitely had to show that shot some respect there because Ngando gets on the ball in transition. It's turned over right at midfield, an early pass. There's some space in front of Ngando to take advantage of this, and before he's shut down, almost is able to bend that into that far post area. We'll get a good look at it here, and it's eerily close for Detroit City to going in the back of the net.
An early warning sign posted there by Las Vegas. Ngando, and tried to play it down the line for Duty, but he would have been in an offside position.
And you kind of get a feeling with both of these teams, like we talked about, there is that possession around the back, but there's a lot of open space because both teams looking to play vertically and break lines very, very quickly. That's how that counter-attacking transition opportunity comes for Las Vegas. There seems to be a lot of opportunities on both sides in that way.
Saldana, his first season with Detroit after 3 seasons with Sacramento Republic. Started his career in Mexico with the Chivas Academy. Detroit looking forward now. As Paletta lays it off, there's Abdoulaye Diop, who is back in the starting lineup for Detroit City, missing the last 2 games. Without Maxi Rodriguez tonight, needing a player like Diop in the center of the park, he partners with James Murphy. Played into the corner, Williams, a long run, and he keeps it in play. Chance to put the cross in, the header is out of play. Not a bad effort, but a heavy fall there for Connor Rutz, as he may have ran into his teammate.
And this is a great ball in behind the back line, but look at the effort from Williams there. Keeps it in, and then a great service to Rutz. Just not able to time it perfectly. He's standing, having to jump for it rather than moving, and it's a hard fall for him, but he seems to be up and moving around.
That's another one of those players that has been with Detroit now in his 5th season. He's part of the NISA first team in 2021. Play down the line, and it comes back infield. And Las Vegas racing forward. Smart cuts it back. It's Asante. It was all setting up so nicely. It just needed a more composed finish.
And it's really good combination play in the wide space with Pinzone and Smart. It's really nice just getting it going. And then you can see the wheels he just turns on right here, coming inside, leaves it for Asante. Asante tries to slow his body down and get over this, but still just takes it too high. But really good interchange and play down the right wing.
A few weeks ago, Dennis Sanchez saying he moved Sean Smart a little bit higher. He mostly plays as a outside back, but he wanted him a little bit higher for more of a vertical threat. They don't normally play with a typical number 9. There's no Ricky Alba. Corey Bennett is on the bench. Those are their 2 most striker profile players, so it's more of a false 9 type system that they played, but he thinks they could match up a little bit better with Detroit City tonight. That's the reason why there isn't one in the lineup tonight.
Well, and Pinzone has been pretty active coming off the line, going into the wide space at times. It draws a center back out, and you can see it in that moment, just to draw players out, draw attention to allow then your midfielders to come underneath and go off the dribble.
There's plenty of fluidity with this front line for Las Vegas. And you have a player like Valentin Noel, though, has been a pretty consistent goal scorer. Can get by. 8 goals, 5 assists for Noel this year, including a goal and an assist last week. Misplaced pass, there's Noel popping up. And now Pinzone. Trying to thread this ball through for Asante. Couldn't throw the brakes on quick enough. Malik Howell. Clementa. It's Las Vegas comfortable to take time on the ball.
You mentioned the fluidity. You've got Noel coming out to the left side now, Asante rotating up. So a lot of different movements to try to unbalance Detroit City.
Noel gets it back and serves it out wide. JC Ngando moves it ahead. Noel to the end line, cuts it across. He tried to go for the near post, and it's in the side netting.
And this just isn't a high percentage opportunity from Noel. That needs to be cut back, but it's still really good build-up play, and Gondo plays this little slip ball in behind. It looks like he just doesn't quite get his hips around it, or maybe he was trying to catch Saldana cheating a little bit on the cross.
Poked away. Detroit just trying to get some time on the ball, and now they do. Jope. Running there with Rutz. Lays it off for Rutz. Now Williams taken off the ball by Asante. Danny Dico has said in previous weeks that he's aware of the attacking issues. It's something that pops off the page when you look at their recent results. He just says they've lost a little bit of confidence in and around goal. So need some more composure, be more aggressive, be more opportunistic. It's not something you can necessarily just train on the training field. That takes time, and right now Detroit just going through some growing pains, if you will, in the middle of this season.
And what can be really difficult about that is when you're not scoring goals, you think about not scoring goals, and then it just becomes this big monkey on your back that you're trying to deal with. And right now they are getting some players forward, but it's kind of few and far between, a little bit hopeful into the box. But you got to think about chance creation, then goals will come. And so just how do they play in the middle third? How do they get runs forward? And that'll build them into their games.
Asante finding some space to run into, plays the through pass. The shot in the end, saved by Saldana, and out for a corner kick. Sean Smart making that run all the way from the other side.
Smart does a really good job getting on the back shoulder as they break in midfield. It's Asante again in an inverted space inside. Gets on the back shoulder of a Mumensa, but Levi's comes across, forces a shot that Saldana is able to make the save. It's still very dangerous and forces a tough save from Saldana.
First corner kick of the game for the Lights. It's an in-swinger on the corner kick, flick through and out of play. And that last flick coming off Detroit, so another corner.
It's just a dangerous ball. There's a lot of pace. It's a lower trajectory, and this one goes deflected right off there at the end. It looks like it goes off Stephen Carroll.
Another chance from the near side corner. It's lifted to the back post. The header back in the middle. Contesting for it, and it's swept well towards the other end of the field. Stoppage in play because there's a player down for Detroit. Or pardon me, that's for Las Vegas.
There's a lot of chaos in the penalty area, just going down right in the middle on the initial run in. And then the clearance does happen, but it was just, it looked to be a collision there in the middle for Jabang.
It is Usman Jabang. 23-year-old, was the 75th pick in the 2023 draft out of Mercer. Grew up in McDonough, Georgia, and one of those loanees from CF Montreal. Dennis Sanchez talking things over with his assistant coaches. Sanchez, what a job he has done since coming into this club pretty much a month before the first game. putting this team together with the help of Gian Leonardo Neglia, the sporting director. The new ownership here with Las Vegas Lights. The former MLB All-Star Jose Bautista buying into the Las Vegas Lights. He is the man in charge here in Las Vegas. You can already see some of the changes here at Cashman Field with the stand there on the far side. It's a team that has never made the playoffs, and as Dennis Sanchez has said, his team is taking on the mantra of why not us? Why can't we be the first team in Lights history to do that? They already have a club record 10-game unbeaten run. But they have their sights set on more than just making the playoffs. They want to win a couple of games in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he was really direct about that when we spoke to him, that it's beyond that for them. Obviously, that's the first step, but they want to keep going, and they're in this run of form right now where you continue to build confidence. You can tell by the way they're playing. They're comfortable on the ball. They're comfortable in their style.
A free kick on the way. I'll go Detroit City's direction. Play this into the corner again, but that one is much too far for Reese Williams. The USL Summer of Soccer continues on CBS Sports Network with the Western Conference matchup of the top versus the bottom. High-flying Sacramento Republic hosted El Paso Locomotive side looking to climb up the standings. It's on August 14th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. And a win tonight for El Paso, the two bottom teams in the USL Championship facing off. And it was El Paso coming away with a 2-1 win over Miami FC. Rutz looking to carry forward. Rutz keeps it in play. As Ngannou went into the challenge, the ball ends up out of play for Detroit throw-in.
And this is where chance creation starts. Connor Rutz is just being very industrious, trying to keep it in the attacking third. It gives Detroit City the opportunity to get a little bit more numbers up, a little bit more forward, so they can try and create something a little more dangerous in their attacking half.
All the way back to Saldana. So far the possession, 58% of it in favor of Las Vegas. Shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. As we were talking about earlier, the travel, the fixture congestion, you add in the heat. Those are not good things if you're Detroit City and you're chasing. Long over the top, Sean Smart. Smart looking in fields, poked away. Levi's got the challenge in. Now it's Amu Mensah. Coming from behind, it's a free kick going to Detroit, but first a stoppage to check on the player down. Levi's back on his feet.
And Las Vegas just looking to play it over the top, and Levi's is in this confrontation here with Smart. Just right at the end, gets clipped on the ankle when the ball gets away from Sean Smart's feet.
Levi's his second season with Detroit, came in about midway through last year. formerly with Tulsa and with Valor FC in the Canadian Premier League. One of the craziest games of the night just came to a close. Louisville, they led Sacramento Republic 2-0. Sacramento then took a 3-2 lead with 3 goals in 7 minutes. Louisville came back to win it 90+4.
Unbelievable.
National TV audience getting to see a very entertaining game. It's good news for maybe a Las Vegas team that is trying to get a little bit closer to Sacramento. 3 points tonight could put them just 1 point below Sac Republic. A win tonight would also put them into 4th spot, and you know what that means. It's a home playoff spot. Still a long way from there, but Las Vegas, the team that has really been climbing the standings over the last few weeks with this 10-game unbeaten run.
And I would say they're coming right into this game in the same kind of form. They're establishing possession. They look pretty stingy defensively. Both these teams playing more out of a 4-4-2 here. And so it's just kind of finding the spaces that are more open. And I think Asante's been a big part of that, kind of popping inside for Las Vegas, helping them possess out of the back.
Locked out of play, a throw-in coming for Detroit City. As Detroit showed last year in the playoffs, just got to get in. You never know what's going to happen after that as they go into Pittsburgh and get a massive upset over the Players' Shield winners in the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And this year, he's trying to hang around that playoff line. North Carolina got a big win tonight. You never know about Pittsburgh. They're unbeaten in their last 5 games. If you're Detroit City, winless in 7, got to be looking below you and saying, all right, there's teams right on our tail. Got to start to get a few wins in the next few weeks. Jope is able to find Levi's out wide with space to run into. Levi's rolling it centrally, flick towards the penalty spot. Detroit will keep it. Shot from distance, blocked by Murphy and out of play.
But why not? Take the opportunity. They haven't generated a lot on frame. Force a save if you can. That one's blocked, but it's a really good play, switching the point of attack from Detroit City, just trying to unbalance the lights. We haven't really seen that very often, but it gets to Levi's in this space, finding the feet of the front runner. It was a bit of a mistouch there because I think he was trying to lay it off to him coming into the penalty box, but better play there.
Williams, the cross right out in front. It was Espeleta trying to make that run towards the 6-yard box. And it runs out of play. Murphy, his pass off the mark. Asante trying to step over a challenge. He lost possession. Connor Rutz for Reese Williams. Espeleta the option in the middle. Now more options coming. Here's Connor Rutz. Rutz forced into the corner by Jabang. Cross blocked. Carroll, this is sent out of play.
Well, things are starting to work in the wide spaces for Detroit City. There's nothing on the end of it for that end product piece and the efficiency in front of goal, but there are some 3v2s, 2v1s being created in the wide area that are starting to get them a little bit closer into the attack.
And because of the triple-digit temperature at kickoff, teams will have a hydration break in this first half. And nothing to split these two sides through 32 minutes. Has anything that's transpired really surprised you in how these teams have set up?
Not really to this point. I mean, I think there's some possession on both sides that's been good, but just not a lot of dangerous play in the attacking third. I think the more that Pinzone gets on the ball for Las Vegas, the better, because it allows him to play in combination with players that can run forward. But with Detroit City, I think they've got to get more numbers forward, and just the speed of play could be increased for both.
Don't forget, coming up this weekend, the opening weekend of the USL Super League. It'll all kick off on August 17th with a doubleheader. Carolina Ascent will take on DC Power, and then Spokane will host Fort Lauderdale United. Then on Sunday, Tampa Bay will host Dallas as part of the opening weekend of the USL Super League, a new Division I professional women's soccer league. Here in Las Vegas, still no score as Vegas and Detroit meet for the third time. Haven't been a lot of goals in this series, just 2 in the previous 2 games. From a Detroit perspective, they haven't been full of goals lately either. They also haven't given up a lot of goals.
Well, I think right now, Las Vegas is making it easy on Detroit City with just the speed of play. It's like, it's hard to have that balance of the patience piece and the sophistication in possession, but also moving the ball quickly. Having that quick ball movement is going to make Detroit City shift a little bit more, and I think Las Vegas, if they can do that, would create more opportunities going forward.
JC Ngando and Usman Jabang talking things over. Teammates now for just a couple of weeks with the 2 loanees, Duty and Jabang, coming into the club. Back to play after the hydration break. Throw into Detroit. Floated forward. Detroit trying to win this ball back, but it's Las Vegas instead. They might have something going upfield. Jabang through the middle. Noel gets crunched, no whistle. Las Vegas wins it right back with Clementa.
Well, we talk about the central overloads, and you have Noel who comes all the way back almost into a holding mid position. There's a lot of fluidity between the way that the front runners and the midfield from Vegas are playing, and so they really just fill spaces and try to connect with passes.
A foul will go Detroit's way. There's something to be said about trying to find that balance of, okay, you want to have the ball, but when you get the chances to go forward, use those instead of playing negative passes.
Yeah, I think there's almost a little bit of over-possession right now in that middle third to defending half of the field for Las Vegas Lights. But there's some different ways you can look at it. Like, the more possession you have, you hope the team you're playing fatigues because you have the ball. But can you be a little bit more aggressive and playing a little bit more vertical? And that's something Dennis Sanchez said he's trying to figure out with his group, is how to have that possession style but understand that verticality as well.
If you want to play the long game on a night like this, it actually might work in your favor. The heat, the travel we've been talking about with Detroit. Rutz trying to win it back. Kind of Rutz now for Detroit City. Ball kind of caught in his feet, and he couldn't get the pass through for Ben Morris, who really haven't called his name much, if at all, tonight. There's that long ball, looking for Asante. Oh, Asante cuts it back, Noel. Asante looks to cut it infield. The cross into the middle. A diving header by Sean Smart in between two Detroit City defenders is out of play.
And I think this was a good balance right here. Very vertical, the long ball to Asante, a little technical skill right there. Actually, a lot of technical skill. Finds Noel some patience, but decides to try to go forward again. And you get this service to the back post, and Smart's coming in, trying to get on the back shoulder. But that's good defending from Levi's coming in, just making sure he's between the ball and goal.
Trying to motor up the near side with Jessiel Cedeno. Recently acquired from Oakland Roots back on July 29th. First handful of appearances now with Detroit City. Has played with Oakland, Hartford, and New York Red Bulls 2 in his USL Championship career. That's given right back and trying to catch a Rosa right off his line! What an effort, and Detroit City has taken the lead miraculously in Vegas.
Goal scored by Detroit City FC.
Well, that could be exactly the catalyst that Detroit City needs to gain a little bit of momentum, a little bit of belief, a little bit of confidence that they can score goals in this possession. Playing backwards, it's Ben Morris, just takes a quick look over his left shoulder. Arozarena's out. It's such a technically good chip right here. Look at that with that bend. It drops down right under the crossbar, and that's exactly what Detroit City needs right now.
Ben Morris gets his 4th goal of the season, and it comes at a great time for Detroit. Just a little something out of nothing for Detroit City. Our player to watch tonight gets on the score sheet.
What's those negative passes from Las Vegas Lights? Like, possession is good, but you have to be very careful. It's almost a little bit nonchalant, and especially in that moment where you don't realize that something like that can just turn the game on its head. So that speed of play can be a little bit faster. Can they play with a little bit more intentionality? But Detroit City definitely makes them pay.
It's not the first time that a Las Vegas keeper has been caught off his line like that this season. I hope that doesn't become a trend and something teams are looking into. That's always a tough one to take if you're a goalkeeper, and with 5 minutes to go until halftime, what a strike that was.
Well, and right away, Las Vegas does play 2 vertical passes, quick under pressure. You've got Hal taking more time off the dribble, going into midfield, and maybe this will wake that up a little bit where it's more possession with a purpose going forward.
Asante into the corner for Valentin Noel. Gondo couldn't keep it, and now it's played over the top. Morris again with a goalkeeper off his line. You know he had another peek at goal, and I think he was looking to shoot.
He 100% took another look over that left shoulder. You're exactly right. And I think Hal got away with a little bit of a shirt tug there in that moment to make sure he messed up Ben Morris just a little bit. But I might do that too if he had just scored the goal he did.
Asante, the cross bouncing in. Noel trying to keep it. Murphy turning into the corner. Murphy is fouled. we have a moment. Let's look at this goal again, see how it all came to be.
And it's right here in possession. Duty just looking to play it backwards, and he intercepts right there. Rosarena, there's nothing he can do on this one. It's placed so perfectly from the front runner.
Give Ben Morris a lot of credit. He got on the ball, he looked immediately and said, all right, I'm going for it. If you're Rosarena, like you said, there's not a lot you can do in that situation. I'm not necessarily sure he's the one to blame either.
You don't expect a turnover there. You want your goalkeepers to be a part of the build out, and usually you're up a little bit higher. I'd have to see it again to see if he was too far up, but I don't think it's that bad from him. It's that can't be turned over in that moment. And you got to give Ben Morris credit. There were 3 players around him within 3 yards on each side, and he did it right away on the second touch, going for goal.
Morris from Colchester, England, the 25-year-old, twice tore his ACL in 2019 and 2020. He joined the Ipswich Academy in 2013, went on a few loan spells around the English Football League, now in his 2nd season with Detroit. Duty. Trying to turn the corner. It's broken up, and Detroit's looking upfield again, looking for that ball over the top. Just curling away from Ben Morris, but he is starting to pop up in a few more spaces that we didn't see him early on.
Well, in the vertical ball, they're seeing it could be on. Hal does pretty well with it, but it had a little bit just too much bend on it. If not, it might have sent Ben Morris straight on to goal.
Gondo and Jabang. Smart wrestles free of Levi's. Touched away again. Malik Howell has it covered.
And if this is the kind of possession that the Las Vegas Lights are going to have, they're going to have to make sure when they're in rest defense, they're ready for those balls that are played out.
Get to the end line now, turning it back. The cross coming towards goal. Saldana backpedaling, holds onto it.
45th minute score update. Lights FC 0.
4 minutes of stoppage time to close out this first half.
There will be a minimum of 4 minutes of added time.
These teams went into the break at 0-0. I don't think anybody would be arguing one way or the other, but unlikely goal, I think it's the best way to put it, by Ben Morris. Tremendous skill, though. Vegas looking to respond. Pinzon saved! And Saldana is there to cover it up.
That was incredibly deceptive from Pinzon. I thought he was going to his right, comes back to his left, somehow gets this off. It's Smart that eventually starts the play right there. Look, looks like he's gonna go to his right, cracks it with his left, forces a save, and Smart does go in trying to get the rebound, but it's a great strike, a good save from Saldana.
Saldana filling in for Nate Steinwasser. Just his 8th appearance overall this season. Steinwasser has pretty much been the #1 this year, but Saldana getting a chance because of all the games as of late. One of the 7 changes that Danny Dicchio made for Detroit City tonight. Jabang for Duty. Bobbling first touch and turned over.
And that was a moment right there where Las Vegas really does look like they can kind of have their way down the middle of the field. They do some really good interchange there, but the end product is just now what they're going to have to layer in.
Ngando lifting it out wide. Chance to cross, it's blocked, and it runs out of play. About 100 seconds to go in this first half. Ngando wants to look at goal instead. Puts it just too far in front of Solomon Asante. Ben Morris, his moment is the difference. It looks like it's going to take Detroit City into a lead at the break. Remember, this is a Detroit City side. They haven't conceded multiple goals in 8 straight games, but they haven't scored multiple goals in 7 games. Something going to give in the second half, or will we get a third straight 1-0 win for Detroit City in this series?
These are moments right here where I think the center backs can take a little bit of space, try to draw someone out, give someone the ball so they can go forward and break lines.
Trying to get it out wide, the cross blocked, appeals for handball, waved away. Jabang. Through the minimum of 4 minutes, and that is the end of the first half. Ben Morris's goal is the difference. Caught the goalkeeper off his line from maybe over 40 yards away, and Detroit City has the lead at the break.
It was great technical execution from Ben Morris. He had one chance, and he made the most of it with that finish.
We have reached halftime from Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Tonight's halftime is presented by SNWA. Change your watering clock now to avoid costly waterways fines. Our score, it's Las Vegas 0 and Detroit 1.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
At Comprehensive Cancer Centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Southern Nevada Water Authority, La La Bonita Supermarkets, Silver State Schools Credit Union, and Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Our score at the break reads Detroit City 1 and Las Vegas Lights 0. What is to come for Las Vegas Lights? It is presented by Advanced Imaging Solutions. They're going to have 3 of their next 4 on the road and playing quite a few Eastern Conference foes as well.
So they want to take advantage of being at home tonight, but FC Tulsa coming up, and then they'll get that home game against Monterey Bay FC in September.
Some quick turnarounds as well. As for the standings in the Western Conference, presented by La Bonita Supermarkets, Las Vegas right there in the middle of things, but you can see just how close it is as that top 3 tries to move away from the bunch.
They can really get a little bit of separation from that group because only 4 points from 8th to 4th place, so Las Vegas Lights with 3 points can really make a jump.
In the Eastern Conference, there is a definitive top 2, and then it's pretty much everybody else, and it is kind of getting jumbled around that playoff line.
Well, and the Rowdies are trying to make a play for it, but for Detroit City, 3 points. Look what it could do for them. Even though they've had a tough run lately, it could really keep them away from that playoff line.
And with Louisville City's win earlier tonight, they jumped back over Charleston after Charleston jumped over Louisville, although a couple of games in hand for Louisville City. We are at the break from Las Vegas. Tonight's halftime is presented by SNWA. Change your watering clock now to avoid costly water waste fines. Our score, Detroit City 1, Las Vegas 0.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes. We want the best. Everybody never lie. Won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky. Got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
New flavors, the same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador, spiked bebidas.
With a brace. It's stoppage time. Fred! El Paso lead on the road.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Back here in Las Vegas, tonight's halftime presented by SNWA. Change your watering clock now to avoid costly water waste fines. Our score, Las Vegas 0 and Detroit 1. News and notes from around the USL Championship. A new coach, Jordan Stewart, taking charge of Monterey Bay. And how about Louisville City and Racing Louisville hosting the U.S. Women's National Team, the gold medalists in October.
And a great day to put this in the news with the U.S. bringing home the gold today. You love to see that, but this will be great for the U.S. team to go there.
And the July Coach of the Month, Cano Smith of Rhode Island. They have been in great form as of late. Let's check out last week's goal and save of the week.
Over the ball, drops it to Lasso. Lasso gives it a go. What a Lasso from Edwin Lasso, and Tulsa has the lead early in the second half.
It's a good knockdown by Heinemann to Baquero.
Fernando gets around the defender, one-on-one, and another great pick save by Wade.
The team of the week in the USL Championship, headlined by Khalil El-Medkar, who actually has a goal again tonight for Loudoun United in their game against the Oakland Roots. As for the rest of the team, a lot of Charleston on this team, but also Valentin Noel getting on the team with a goal and an assist last week in New Mexico. We are at halftime from Las Vegas. We'll have the second half coming up as our score is Detroit City 1 and Las Vegas Lights 0. Halftime is presented by SNWA.
All right, team. I'm not angry. I want to know who broke this. I want to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. We found this tangled up in the transfer rollers. Who did this?
AIS is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights Football Club.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Let's redo the basement.
Hello, home movie theater.
Spare bedroom.
Why not both? Use the U.S. Bank mobile app to apply for a home improvement loan. It's easy.
Wonderful, Alex.
Hey, that's what U.S. Bank is for. Anything else?
How about a loan for a bigger car? Our family is growing.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother's moving in with his 5 dogs.
Oh.
Hey-o!
And we're expecting.
Expecting what?
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
The second half kickoff is presented by Comprehensive Cancer Centers, kicking cancer in Las Vegas for more than 40 years. Our halftime highlights are presented by Great Clips. A bit of a slow start for both teams, but it was Detroit that finally started kicking into high gear.
And Reese Williams did a lot early on in the game and was able to get this cross off. A close header, just not able to get it down on frame. But Las Vegas would get into the game. Solomon Asante has a good opportunity right here to slip in Sean Smart. It forces a save from Saldana, but it's a really good moment trying to get this one on frame.
A big save for Saldana, and then the ensuing corner kick wasn't too far away.
It wasn't, and Stephen Carroll got a little bit lucky there. It goes over the top, but this would be costly right here. You see that look from Ben Morris, and he sees the Rosarena out. There's nothing he can do. In possession, just a little bit sloppy from Las Vegas Lights, and Ben Morris makes them pay.
4th goal on the season for Ben Morris, and the lone goal in this first half, but Las Vegas would still look to find one through Christian Pinzon.
Pinzon was a bright spot, gets it on the left foot, forces a save, and Sean Smart tries to go in there, but they're not able to get on the board in the first half.
The halftime stats presented by US Bank. It's Las Vegas who's had more of this game, and I guess the wonder goal for Detroit.
Well, 60% possession is a lot, and you expect that possession out of the Las Vegas Lights, but where they're having the possession is either in their defensive half or in the middle third. Not a lot actually going into the final third. That's really dangerous, and only 2 shots for Detroit City. The one on target is the 1 goal, and sometimes that's just the way it goes.
The inaugural Super League weekend is coming up on Saturday. You can watch all the games on Peacock, as the first game will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll see Carolina Ascent take on DC Power, then Spokane will take on Fort Lauderdale before Tampa Bay Sun and Dallas go at it on Sunday. It should be an exciting weekend of Super League action. And dons the captain's armbands.
45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. There's still a lot of soccer left to be played in Las Vegas. If you believe your Knights FC will get a comeback win, I need you to get loud.
Minutes tonight from Las Vegas. And it's Detroit City that has the lead. Ousmane Jabang was one of the players coming out for Las Vegas. And Emra Clementa exiting as well. Those subs all brought to you by Desert Radiology. Abdoulaye Diop coming back after a couple of games out. Maybe it makes sense that he only goes 45 minutes tonight.
Halftime substitutions for Detroit City FC. Already left the game number 8, Abdoulaye Diop. And number 23, Hessien Sedeño.
Here's Smart to play it down the line.
Michael Bryant. And number 21, Maxi.
Like Joe Hafferty showing some of that versatility, sliding in at center back.
And it does look like they're building out more of a 3-back right now, just in the way they're playing. And I wondered with Corey Bennett coming in if they would play with some more traditional wingers around him and allow him to be that central target forward. And it looks like that is what they're doing, sliding Charlie Adams into the 6th role.
Charlie Adams was the first signing for Las Vegas back in January. He was due to start the first game of the season against Memphis. He got injured in the warm-up and then missed about 2 months. But he is a crucial player, one of the more experienced players in the USL Championship. Over 100 appearances with San Diego Loyal over the last 4 seasons, formerly with Louisville, Real Monarchs, and Orange County. Throw-in will go the way of Detroit City. We'll see how they approach this second half. They played midweek over the last 2 weeks, and then with games on the weekend. A lot of games over the last few weeks for Detroit. You wonder where the fitness levels are at, the stamina levels are at, and how much they'll really try to attack this second half with the goal that they need for 3 points.
And I think it'll be important that Murphy really kind of stays central in that holding mid role and just stays connected to the back line, because Las Vegas Lights is going to be searching for that goal. You can see it right there with the vertical ball. They want to stay really sound structurally on the defensive side, but not give Las Vegas too many options to go forward as well. So it's kind of a give and take there from them on the road.
Floated forward, looking for Ben Morris. Good skill to keep it. Williams back for Morris. Ruts through the middle. Detroit will just select to keep some time on the ball. Maxi Rodriguez coming into this game. Such a crucial player for Detroit City. He's played a lot of minutes as of late, which is why he came off the bench tonight. I had a feeling we'd see him at some point this evening. Going Las Vegas's direction. Las Vegas has been solid defensively, just 8 conceded in their last 10 games. 7 clean sheets is tied for the 8th most in the USL Championship. It's 2 good defensive teams facing off tonight. Las Vegas also trying to tie Charleston and Sacramento for 11 games unbeaten. It's the longest streak in the USL Championship this year. 10 games they have going is currently a club record.
And already this pairing with Adams and Ngando in the midfield, a little bit better in possession. They're building a little bit differently with having Charlie Adams play a little lower, where in the first half, Ngando and Jabang were kind of doing the same role. So it'll be interesting to see how this helps Las Vegas as they try to unlock the Detroit City defense.
Here's Adams. And Hafferty. Ngando gonna race down the near touchline. Ngando. Nothing doing for Las Vegas. And now Ngando again. Gonna work the left now, Duty. Oh, a challenge put in as that ball went out of play. It's just going to be, that was, pardon me, Noel. Just going to be a foul, it appears.
And this is good from Noel, a little bit of creativity, but a tough challenge as it's already out of bounds right there. So definite foul going the other direction, but already better from Las Vegas. They're looking to play forward a lot more, not as many negative balls going backwards when they're in their attacking half.
Well, it was a negative pass that turned into the goal.
Exactly.
Back for Raiko Rosarena. Rosarena was in with the Cuban national team back in June for CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. Hafferty moves it out wide. Sean Smart. Smart gets the cross all the way through and out of play. It's probably the best opportunity Las Vegas has had tonight in the build-up.
This is much better. It starts with the center back penetrating, then it's Hafferty finding in the wide space Sean Smart. Anytime you can get him faced up 1v1, it's positive. And then Corey Bennett just sliding in there. Excuse me, not Corey Bennett sliding in there, but opportunity right there going right past the far post. It was pin zone that was in that area as Corey Bennett was going in on the back post.
That's better from Las Vegas. Seems like most of their opportunities have come on corner kicks tonight. Haven't had a whole lot through the run of play, but that looked much better. player down. Looks to be James Murphy.
It was a great challenge by Hafferty right there to win the header, and it's the late challenge from Pinzone. It's going to provide just a little bit of a clip, it looks like, on Murphy's ankle.
Should just be a drop ball. They just give a yellow card to James Murphy.
A yellow card has been issued for Detroit City FC's number 6, James Murphy.
Well, like, obviously a foul wasn't called, and maybe there was something going on there because there was a little bit of chatter after, and the ball's given to Las Vegas.
So Murphy has his name taken. An important player in the middle of the park for Detroit, now in a yellow card.
And that's really not what you want. You have the 1-0 lead. You've got your holding mid who might have to make a challenge to help save the game at the end, or something that might have been a yellow card. Now he has to be a little bit more careful.
It's already a bit of a short bench for Danny Dicchio and Detroit tonight, and already made a couple of subs with Rodriguez and Bryant entering. Sante for Noel. Valentin Noel turns the corner. Noel gets it centrally, and Amu Mensah put the challenge in, but it's a goal kick. And a yellow card goes to Corey Bennett for dissent.
And Valentin Noel just so cheeky getting it in that wide space. It all starts from Asante. He's really good on the ball, great technical work. Then this ball is slipped in right there from Ngando, yes, and it's Noel playing that ball in. And it looks like they were thinking it got a last second touch there at the end for a corner, but Corey Bennett's given the yellow card for dissent.
Foul in the middle. Smart goes down. Spalletta was the one committing the infraction.
I think it's obvious they don't want Smart getting on the ball facing forward with space, because that's when he's the most dangerous. He gets that good touch to go forward as Spalletta grabs him. Very obvious foul in the center of the field.
Ngando. Gonna play it out wide. Ngando trying to break the lines. Couldn't quite get it done. Las Vegas will collect it again at midfield. Pressure from Ben Morris. Through the lines, broken up. Now Detroit trying to switch the point of attack. There's plenty of space over here. Spalletta. Spalletta gets end line, comes towards goal, and scooped up by a Rosarena. Levi's crosses blocked, goes out of play. Looks to be a corner kick for Detroit City, which they are in no rush to take. maybe it's not a corner kick. It looks to be a throw-in instead.
It's a good try.
Until they tell you it's not, why not?
Exactly.
Levi's, Espeleta. Throw in again to Detroit. And this is when gamesmanship is really going to come into play in this second half.
It is. Especially when you're on the road, right? You have the lead. It's not easy to do that. It's not always easy even just to get a tie or a result at all. So they'll definitely want to take their time.
Gondo puts this out of play. Right now we're just stuck in the corner.
Well, it's just disruptive for a team like Las Vegas Lights who wants to possess, who wants to get in a rhythm. So Detroit City will like doing this and just kind of taking the air out of the game a little bit.
Detroit City FC 1.
Levi's back in play. Trying to turn the corner. Levi's cross blocked. Pinzon turns it over. Levi's tripped up. Espeleta and now Murphy. Switch of play. This will bounce out of play. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Another player down. It's James Murphy again.
It's Hafferty driving into midfield, goes to play it, and then there's a little extracurricular after there from the center back. There's James Murphy, who eventually pops up.
Detroit City when they lead at halftime, 5-1-1 this season. On the opposite side for Las Vegas, they're 0-6-2. It does bode well for this Detroit side looking to end that winless streak of 7 games. Levi's through the middle. Morris ran right into Malik Howell. And Rosarena comes to claim it for the Lights.
It was a really good run from Morris in that area and almost pulls it off under tight conditions there. But Detroit City is doing a good job of just being patient, picking their moments to go forward.
Ball played towards the end line. Bryant has to play it. He plays it back to midfield. Hafferty. Playing it through the line, Smart. Trying to keep it on the deck. Detroit gets it out. Here's Rutz. Detroit had numbers momentarily. They instead decide to slow things down. That's turned over in a bad spot. Here comes Las Vegas. The shot is right at Saldana and saved. Corey Bennett, really his first look at goal tonight.
Well, there was a turnover of their own in a similar spot to when Detroit City scored their goal, just in a different scenario and context. But Corey Bennett gets on it, doesn't really hit that well enough to do anything to test Saldana. Could have played it across to Noel coming in, but still a good opportunity for the Lights.
Levi's. Murphy rolling it through the middle. Rutz, a look at goal and punched away. Rosarena with the save. Another cross coming back in. Morris snaps the header wide.
And there's a lot of tidy play right here. It starts with Murphy. Good one-touch ball into Rutz's feet from Morris, and a good opportunity there. Forces a save from Rosarena. And it's surprising that he even saw that, because there was a lot of distraction right there in front in the penalty area.
Just the second shot on target tonight by Detroit City. It will probably boost their expected goals, but before that shot, their expected goals is currently at .08.
When you can see that they're picking their moments, they kind of just want to stay structured defensively and let Las Vegas possess. They just don't want anything created too much in the final third or to give up any silly set pieces. And they'll counterattack when they can, and they're generating a couple opportunities out of it.
Chipped over the top, it's right in front, and it's over the line! The halftime substitute, Corey Bennett, equalizes for the Lights.
And you can hear the crowd. They're absolutely loving this finish from Corey Bennett coming into the game, and that's what he provides for you, is those runs, sneaky runs in behind the back line. This ball's played into the wide space, into Duty's feet, cuts inside, and then looks to go long, and everyone is not stepping enough, not structured enough from the Detroit City back line, and just a perfect first touch from Corey Bennett.
Corey Bennett with his 7th goal of the season and his first goal since June the 29th against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. A much needed goal for Las Vegas, not just in this game, but in general, to get this team going.
It is, because the speed of play hasn't been real sharp from Las Vegas the entire game, and they gave up that goal against the run of play. Now this forces Detroit City to play and to come out a little bit, unless they want to settle for a tie. And I don't think we're going to see that. I think they're going to try to move forward.
7th goal of the season, number 90, Corey Bennett.
A second leading scorer for Las Vegas, now just one behind Valentin Noel. Las Vegas has been looking for that second goal scorer to go alongside Noel, and I think they might have found him now in Corey Bennett. Although, as we know, not a regular starter. Came off the bench tonight, but making his impact felt. Moved out wide. Levi's blocked and out for a corner.
And Levi's has been more active in the second half. A lot of their attack has come from him going forward. He earns the corner kick on this one.
And that goal by Corey Bennett is sponsored by America's First Credit Union. James Murphy set to take the corner kick for Detroit. Here's the second corner kick of the night for Detroit City. It's an in-swinger, played back post. Rosarena was up for it. Looked like Michael Bryant was in there as well. It will go back to Las Vegas as Rosarena gets back to his feet.
A tough in-swinging ball right here, and a hard challenge there from Bryant, making contact with the Rosarena. But Rosarena comes out really strong on this one, doesn't get a touch on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. course, Las Vegas trying to create a 3-against-2 there in midfield with Charlie Adams going out. They want to try to move those forward so they can advance a little bit more into the midfield third.
Good move on the far side to find space. Adams directing traffic. This is the first goal that Las Vegas has ever scored against Detroit. Held off the score sheet in the previous 2 matches. But they're shattering a lot of records this year. The one they hope to shatter is to get into the playoffs for the first time. If they keep this up, I think it's pretty safe to say they will be there in the end.
Well, and earlier you mentioned when they'd given up a goal, they haven't gotten a win out of that yet. You know, you want to try to show that you can come back when you're trying to get into the playoffs. So if you go down a goal, you can figure out ways to get back in game. So this has really tested them this evening.
The next test will try to be scoring another goal because Detroit hasn't conceded multiple in well over a month. Loaded forward and headed away. Reese Williams, a couple of options in the middle. Espeleta trying to track it down. He goes to grounds and he wins it. Good effort there. Levi's under 20 minutes to go. The cross coming in, headed airborne. Gondo gets it out. Looks like a couple of subs preparing for Las Vegas here momentarily. Murphy trying his luck. It was blocked.
And what that goal's done, it's really forced Detroit City to come out. I didn't think they would sit back. They generated a little bit going forward, even though they were sitting back in this second half, but now trying to establish their own possession a little bit higher up and test the back line of the Lights.
Again broken up. Adams. Hafferty for Smart. Smart's cross, headed away. Charlie Adams. To the end line, Smart. Cuts it back. Smart stays with it. And Gondo. Sante for Ngondo. He wants to look at goal. It's not far away. The way that rippled the net, I think some of the fans thought that went in.
It was incredibly close, and this is one thing that Las Vegas has been working on, is going on one side, finishing on the other side. Right here, faced up is Asante, finds Ngondo, and there's a lot of traffic in front. He strikes it well, to be fair. Just goes on the near side netting. It looked like he would have Sadanya beat there on that one, but it's a good opportunity from the center midfielder.
Subs coming for Las Vegas. It's a triple sub. We'll see Joe Jow, Coleman Gannon, and Dre Fortune enter the game. Christian Pinzon will be coming off the field as one of those changes. Looks like Sean Smart is also exiting. And this will also be used as a hydration break with just about 15 minutes to go. Las Vegas has gotten this game back level. An unfortunate way to go behind if you're the Lights early on, but credit them. Dennis Sanchez making the changes necessary at halftime, gotten them back into this.
Well, I think Charlie Adams has been a good insertion into the game and obviously a very experienced player. Still very calm on the ball, but does look to play forward quite a bit. Doesn't necessarily want to play those negative balls, and I think that's really helped them establish more dangerous possession. Obviously, Corey Bennett's the goal scorer, but what I also liked about the goal they scored was that there were multiple runs in the box that were distracting, so players looking to get forward and make a difference. It's become a more dangerous second half for them.
And if you're just joining us, this was the goal for Las Vegas, and it's a very Las Vegas goal, working it side to side and finding that cross in front.
And Duty comes inside, plays it across. Pinzone has that distracting run in front of Bennett. You can see the passion behind Bennett coming in as a second half substitute. It's a great finish. It gets them right back in the game, and it changes how Detroit City has played since that goal happened, now starting to come out a bit more and trying to get a goal of their own.
How about Grayson Duty? Has not been with this team long, but now already has 2 assists in now 2 straight games and 2 assists in 3 total games for Las Vegas. And now the changes for Detroit. Alex Villanueva will enter, and so will Elvis Amo. Subs 3 and 4 for Detroit. Connor Rutz will be exiting, and so will Daniel Espeleta. Villanueva, his first season with Detroit after 2 years with Orange County. Elvis Amo, also his first year with Detroit, spent last year with Hartford, did Amo. Formerly with Colorado Springs, Loudoun, and RGV.
Substitutions for Detroit City FC. Out of the game, number 11, Connor Rutz, and number 14, Daniel Espeleta. Into the match, number 3, Alex Villanueva.
So still 1 more sub available for Detroit City. Las Vegas now out of substitutions. Adams thought he got that clean. Dennis Sanchez doesn't agree. Maxi Rodriguez is the one down.
And Maxi Rodriguez has been really clean on the ball in possession, playing a little bit deeper than he has played in the past, but really good on the ball here. Charlie Adams just tries to pick his pocket, and it honestly looks like he does get the ball first in that moment, but also gets a little bit of Rodriguez.
Crowd into this one tonight. We've been hearing them banging their drums. Having some fun here at Cashman Fields. Hoping to see another Lights goal tonight. Played through the middle. Amo trying to get the return ball. Rosarena had it read. Rosarena's been in and out of the lineup at goalkeeper this year. We've seen Nicholas Amater, we've seen Austin Wormel, who's on the bench. Amater had a nice little run of form. He started the game against LAFC in the US Open Cup and had a good performance. And then he played for the next few weeks, but Rosarena back in the starting lineup. That ball stayed in play. Villanueva trying to go in himself. No foul. Dre Fortune, another recent signing for Las Vegas about a month ago.
And although it slowed down in this moment, you are starting to see it open up a little bit more. Both teams not looking for just 1 point in this one.
Gondo. And now here's Hafferty for Fortune. And Gondo trying to keep it moving. Joe Zhao tracking back. How about Corey Bennett? His last 5 home games here in league play. 7 goals and 1 assist. Las Vegas has been very good at home as of late. 2 wins, 4 draws their last 6. They had the 6th best home form in the Western Conference. That's right in the middle, but what Corey Bennett has done as of late has been very impressive. And remember, Las Vegas did not play a home game in the month of July.
Yeah, that makes it even more impressive what they have been able to do on the road. That is not easy.
Oh, misplay at the back. Hafferty trying to recover. Elvis Amo coming in field. He goes down, and there's no whistle. Well, if you're Detroit, you're screaming for a penalty there.
And I guess we'll see, but Hafferty definitely gets himself in a bad situation there where it looks very intentional at times because he's trying to make up for that missed opportunity of going forward.
Now maybe Las Vegas can come back the other end. Zhao through the middle for Coleman Gannon. Joe Zhao blocked. Adams. The clearance, and now Detroit looking upfield. Reese Williams. Villanueva. Under 10 minutes to go. A goal on either side of halftime has this game level. Noel trying to turn the corner on Michael Bryant. Has to cut it back in fields. Trying to cut this across. Noel, this goes out of play. Let's go back and look at that penalty shout from a few moments ago. It might be a good shout here.
And right now, Amo tries to get inside. Hafferty's recovering after he's dispossessed. He grabs that right arm, and I think he's incredibly lucky that that's not called, just because Amo has the positioning going towards goal. He might have gone down a little easy, but there was the right arm that was grabbed behind, and that's going to throw anyone off that's running at that pace.
Joe Hafferty maybe let off the hook. But now Las Vegas have a corner kick. Can they take advantage of this? The referee would like a word. Now a player has gone down for Las Vegas. Might get a few extra minutes for stoppage time here. That's not good news. That is Grayson Duty, a loanee from Montreal, playing in just his 3rd game for Las Vegas.
And in his second half, he's definitely had more of an impact going forward, trying to get into that attacking half and into the attacking final third, and getting the assist on the goal, so hopefully he's okay.
And remember, no substitutions left for Las Vegas. They've used all 5. So Duty must continue on if Las Vegas want to keep playing with 11. Thumbs up from Duty. Duty from Southern California, Hermosa Beach. Played his college soccer at UCLA. He is a rookie this year in the pro game. And now that corner kick we were talking about. Adams drives it in. Amu Mensah up to meet it. Zhao stays with it. Zhao gets tangled up. It runs out. It's another corner kick for Las Vegas.
Either way, that would have been a good situation that Zhao created, whether it was a foul called or the corner kick, but there's a lot of chaos right in front. Zhao does really well.
Charlie Adams again will stand over it. Adams back post. A lot of players ending up on the ground, and a whistle will send it back to Detroit.
Hal is definitely the target on those. Fortune was in there, somehow got caught up in everything, called for the foul, but Hal has been the target on both of these corner kicks, has really gone for the initial header, and maybe there was a little pull there also from Hal. Amu Mensah definitely got pulled to the ground.
Header out of play. Detroit get another throw in. This sort of result would fall in line with what both of these teams have been doing as of late. Detroit, they haven't won in a while. Las Vegas, they've been just finding results, whether it be wins, whether it be draws. Their unbeaten run, 5 wins, 5 draws. Morris will not get the job done.
It just looks like Ben Morris is in two minds there, whether to go for goal or to continue to play. And so technically you just can't execute that when it seems like there's a bit of questioning behind it. So you got to be a little bit more ruthless in that final third.
I think Danny Dicchio would like to see that. He said we need more composure, we need to be more aggressive, more opportunistic in that final third.
And Morris definitely was for the goal, and it was something that also Dennis Sanchez said on the other side. They need to not make mistakes in front of their goal, Las Vegas, to get more wins. And so they did that. They were able to get back in this one, but they got to be careful these last few minutes around goal.
I think Dennis Sanchez would be at least okay giving the ball away there as opposed to right in front of his net.
That's very true, but it still resulted in a goal,
Sure
so he's
did.
not going to be happy.
Sure did. Las Vegas looking to play out again with the Rosarena. Substitution, end of the night for Reese Williams. And this is the last sub of the game for either team. Matt Sheldon will enter. Portland, Oregon native, 31-year-olds. USL Championship veteran, formerly as Hartford, Charleston, Tulsa. In 2017 with late great St. Louis FC as Williams takes a seat. Seems like to his displeasure. I don't know if these subs are more about performance as opposed to just man management through this tough stretch. Joe Zhao. Played into the corner and cleared up field. Fortune follows the deflection, puts it back post, and steered out of play. Michael Bryant to the rescue for Detroit.
Well, Fortune does such a great job. This is the right choice when he plays this ball across and just gets a little fortunate with this ball going in behind. But right there, the back line, that's all they can do. That's all Bryant can do in that moment is force that out of play away from his goal and concede the corner kick.
Did you say Fortune was fortunate?
I did. I noticed that.
Yes, very good. Adams, the outswinger. Nobody touched it. Falls for Joe Zhao. Zhao trying to turn the corner, gets end line. Got the cross away. Couple of deflections in there. And the clearance. As we enter 7 minutes of stoppage time.
90th minute update. Lights FC 1, Detroit City FC 1. The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 7 minutes of added time.
Las Vegas with a big trip next weekend. They'll be heading to Hartford Athletic. Detroit, they'll be on the road again on Friday against Birmingham. Wanting to go into those respective games with 3 points. Both teams with an opportunity to do that here. As the cross comes in, Abu Mensah gets it out. Might it be, though, Las Vegas to end this game with a flurry of chances? How much does Detroit have left in the tank? 2 straight midweeks with games, and then games on the weekend, plus the travel.
I think one of the things that's helped Las Vegas as well is with Hafferty going into the center back, he really has dribble penetrated, and Hal's done it more in this half as well. So it's helped their possession be a little bit more dangerous.
Played out wide. Las Vegas have been methodical all game long, and they're sticking to that as we get deep into stoppage time. Zhao for Coleman Gannon. Noel lifting it up. Zhao doesn't win the aerial battle. Adams. Valentin Noel cutting it in. Taken off the ball by Murphy. Flicking this into open space. It's a foot race for it. And it's cut out. A big time play put in by Grayson Duty.
And this is an extremely well-timed tackle. It's smart there by Morris just to flick this on in behind. Detroit City really hasn't gone forward, and Duty gets a great tackle. And if not for that, he would have been going in with not many players back for Las Vegas.
Duty is down again. This is the second time he's gone down the last 5-10 minutes. The back of his head. Las Vegas and Detroit playing another tight contest. The third all-time meeting between the two clubs. Las Vegas has looked a lot different in the previous 2 editions. I think they're going to make a concussion sub here because Duty is going through the concussion protocol. Looks like Edison Azcona was preparing to come on. Like it will be a sub. Edison Azcona. We'll see what happened here with Duty.
This is the tackle that he goes in hard on right in that moment and stays down after this challenge. It looked like a pretty clean tackle overall.
Said it was something to do with his head. It could trying to read his lips. He will exit. And this means Detroit will get an extra sub if they need it. This is the first appearance for Edison Azcona since June the 22nd, the 1-1 draw against Memphis. He just got back from the Olympics with the Dominican Republic. He unfortunately picked up a red card in the 3-1 loss for the Dominican Republic against Spain. But he did get an assist before he was sent off in that game. Played in the game against Egypt and Spain. Dominican Republic falling out in the group stage in Paris. This cross is lofted well out of play. A lot of credit to the Dominican Republic for qualifying. They were a qualifier in CONCACAF Under-20 Championship a couple of years ago. Couple of upsets qualified them for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup and the Paris Olympics. Well done to the Dominican Republic. Did get a couple of points, a draw against Uzbekistan and a draw against Egypt. I'm hoping to avoid a draw here tonight, but Elvis Samo might change that the other way. Elvis Samo, shots blocked. And Malik Howell getting the deflection on the shot.
That's a great tackle from Hal, and Amo did extremely well in that moment. A little bit scary there for the Las Vegas Lights as Detroit City gets forward.
Azcona or Joe Zhao. Fortunate deflection for Zhao, who motors to the end line. The cross deflected towards goal. Saldana was alert.
Well, both of these teams want to go end to end. It's Amo facing up with Hal in the transition, goes inside. Hal definitely bites on the first step over, but he recovers well for the block, and then it's Joe Zhao the opposite way, trying to get this across. It deflects, and Saldana is able to make sure that nothing comes from it.
Long downfield and out of play. I assume we'll go to at least 100 minutes. That was long stoppage for Grayson Duty and his injury. And this is going to mean the end of the day for Ben Morris. And because there was a concussion sub used for Las Vegas, Detroit gets an extra sub window. Their Desert Radiology substitution will see Victor Becerra come on. The loanee from the Chicago Fire, a homegrown player. Played his college soccer at Indiana, and he also scored a 90+3 equalizer not too long ago for Detroit in that 1-1 draw against North Carolina. Can he find some magic late in the night here in Sin City? Adams, Azcona. Trying to play through again. Coleman Gannon, the cross blocked, trickling towards the corner. Las Vegas tries to keep this in play. Gannon Plays it off for Adams, plays it up, back post, the header saved! Saldana keeps the result alive for Detroit. Las Vegas wanting to go quickly. Hafferty, maybe the last few chances tonight. Cleared out to midfield. Howell had to be clean, and he was. Hafferty, another chance to look forward. Now as Kona. Adams swings it around the far side. Chance to cut this in field. Cleared away. And that is full time. Carlos Saldana saves the draw for Detroit City. And it's 1-1 between Las Vegas and Detroit.
And it was so incredibly close there at the end for the Las Vegas Lights, but just a really good performance to come back from that 1-0 deficit.
Tonight's hardest working man of the match is brought to you by Laborers International, the hardest working guys in Vegas. And Corey Bennett gets the equalizer tonight for the Lights.
This was really important for Las Vegas and important for Corey Bennett as he comes in off the bench. It was a great goal from him and very important as they continue this run of form to get the result.
And is now 11 games unbeaten for the Las Vegas Lights. That ties a league high in 2024. We'll come back and wrap things up right after this. Our full-time score, Las Vegas Lights 1, Detroit City 1.
For over 85 years, Labor's Local 872 and Las Vegas have teamed up to change the world of entertainment, sports, and economic development. Labor's Local 872 is a proud member of Team Vegas. From 1937 to today, Local 872 has been moving Las Vegas forward. Our members built the Hoover Dam Extension Bridge, finished City Center, expanded our roads, and made Vegas the biggest stage in sports. Vegas is ready. It's game time.
At Silver State Schools Credit Union, we help you celebrate life's little moments and guide you through the big ones. Earn 2% cash back on every purchase with our Cashback Rewards credit card.
Silver State Schools Credit Union, your financial partner for life.
Mi raza bonita. Desde 1991 hemos compartido nuestras tradiciones mexicanas. Desde muy temprano, nuestros panaderos empiezan a elaborar los bolillos y el pan dulce. Y las tortillas todos los días salen calientitas. Le digo algo, mi raza bonita, lo que está hecho en la bonita, está hecho en Las Vegas.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by America First Credit Union, Desert Radiology, and U.S. Bank. Full time tonight from Las Vegas. Corey Bennett's second half equalizer salvages a point and keeps the unbeaten run alive for the Las Vegas Lights. Our full-time highlights, they are presented by Great Clips. We start things off in the first half and the lone goal of the game for Detroit City.
It was a bit of a battle, but this came against the run of play. Rosarena was high in support. The turnover from Duty on this side, but Ben Morris, what a great finish. Hits that so technically perfect to put Detroit City up 1-0.
Our save of the game is brought to you by Nevada Donor Network. Remember, you can save a life at registerme.org. Not a lot to pick from, but Raiko Rosarena, good save here.
And Connor Rutz is able to get that half yard of space. There's a lot of traffic in front and Howell blocking a Rosarena, so a much harder save than it even looks like with all the traffic. But then Las Vegas would continue to push and Duty would come inside and get this great assist to Corey Bennett. The back line of Detroit City just not stepping at the same time and in unison, and it leaves Corey Bennett on side, pin zone with a distracting run in front.
A big-time equalizer for Corey Bennett, his 7th goal in his last 5 home games, but this was right at the end to save it for Detroit, literally.
Valentin Noel has a great opportunity. It's clipped very well by Charlie Adams, but look at that save from Saldana to save the point.
Our stats are presented by US Bank. Maybe a little bit more in this for Las Vegas. Detroit felt like they were holding on at the end.
They really were. They got that 1-0 lead, really didn't push, gave up a lot of possession, 65% to the Las Vegas Lights, and not a lot of shots on target also for Detroit City. But I think getting another tie, staying in it, really important for them, and a good comeback tie for Las Vegas Lights.
Well, that will do it for our coverage tonight from Las Vegas. Las Vegas continues their unbeaten run, while the winless skid also continues for Detroit City. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Casey White, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Our full-time score, Las Vegas Lights 1, Detroit City 1. Good night from Las Vegas.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.